Hi, my name is Tod McGrath. I've been a faculty member here at the MIT Center for Real Estate for 20 years. I received an undergraduate degree in economics from Columbia University, where I played a little basketball, and I also received my MBA there. I came to MIT initially as a doctoral student back in the mid-80s and have been teaching here since 1993. The course I teach is Real Estate Ventures. It's a 2-semester course sequence on the most important business agreements that a real estate developer or investor will execute in connection with a development venture. One of the interesting things about the course is that every document is presented to the class by people who are subject matter experts in that document. We involve over 20 different attorneys who work with our students to fully understand the construction of each agreement, what the most important provisions are in that agreement, and why they're so important, what each party needs out of that document in order for the in order to get to yes, in order for the document and the venture to succeed. You're going to get a lot of really hands-on training in this course. You're going to have a lot of takeaway in terms of what you bring to your next employer in terms of really relevant knowledge that'll help you and your employer be able to profit from development opportunities, because you'll get to the right place with the right business agreements and you'll know why you're doing what you're doing. This is a very practical course. I did decide to use attorneys to teach it. I actually think in terms of understanding the construction of the agreement, attorneys can do a better job than having the developers come in. But that doesn't mean we don't have developers come in, because in the end, with each agreement, we square off for a negotiation. And that's where our students, without the help of their attorneys, negotiate the documents themselves in front of prominent industry leaders. You know, if you think about it, unless you're going to be an analyst for the next 20 or 30 years, you will probably spend more time reviewing and negotiating business agreements, the sort of agreements that are the backbone of my course, than anything else you'll do. That's what my students tell me, and that's what I know out of my own practice. I run my own real estate finance consulting firm where I help clients with real estate strategy, analytics, and negotiation. And I can tell you, you do spend time running numbers, you do think about real estate economics, but you'll spend 10 times more time with agreements, reviewing them, negotiating them, and then implementing according to those agreements than anything else you'll do for the rest of your career. One exciting thing about the Real Estate Ventures curriculum is that each semester we have a trip to New York City where we partner with major universities down there, Columbia University and New York University, and we negotiate 2 important agreements. In the fall, we go down to Columbia University with their business students, MSRED real estate students, and their law students, and we have an entire day program negotiating a joint venture agreement. And we have 4 teams of attorneys, 2 parallel negotiations, 60 or 70 graduate students, and a dozen of the biggest names in real estate finance, people who negotiate these agreements day in and day out. It's really an all-star cast, and if we ever sold tickets to it, it would be one of the most well-attended seminars or symposiums in the country. And we do something similar in the spring at NYU with the Stern business students and the NYU law students, where we have an all-day session and we negotiate a loan modification or workout agreement. And I can tell you, just from the few years we've been doing this, students are always calling me up and saying, I just left a meeting, and I'm telling you, everything we talked about in class or down at New York City at these events, that's exactly what we were talking about in the meeting today, and I got to contribute a lot of ideas that other people on my team, quite frankly, were surprised. So we don't just stay here in Cambridge, we reach out and we engage the best and the brightest in industry, and that's another aspect of the Ventures curriculum that we all think is really exciting.